Tonight on News 5, a deadly afternoon in Belize City as Edward Scrubby Salano Jr. is gunned down. And in Punta Gorda last night, a 17-year-old is killed. His friend remains hospitalized. Also tonight in Florida, Defense Minister Florencia Marin sounds the alarm, warning that cartels are now outpacing the region. Plus, Belize's top women in law enforcement take center stage, and Noticiero Cinco Semanal marks a major milestone. These and more are coming up after the break. Stay with us.
Only week 3 and we have another set of marquee matchups this weekend. On Friday night, the Belmopan Trojans try to defend the capital city against the big bad Belize City Defenders at the UB Gymnasium 8 p.m. Then on Saturday night, the red-hot Orange Walk Running Rebels takes on the sharp-shooting Kaya Western Ballers at the Orange Walk Sporting Complex at 8 p.m. And in Dangriga, the Dream Ballers host their first home game against the Warriors from the North, the Corazal Spartans at 8 p.m. Giveaways at all games at the end of the first and third quarter. Plus, the big halftime $5,000 cash Ministry of Tourism, Youth, Sports and Diaspora Relations Shooting Challenge. The NEBL Girls plus more. So this weekend, make it a NEBL weekend. Sponsored by the Government of Belize.
Good evening, Belize. Thanks for joining us. A young man who had narrowly escaped gunfire just weeks ago was not so fortunate today. 26-year-old Edward Scrubby Salano Jr. was shot and killed at midday as he rode his bicycle near the intersection of Amara Avenue and Dean Street, the same street where he survived a grazing wound less than a month ago. This time, police say a lone gunman emerged and opened fire, hitting Salano multiple times before fleeing the scene. Salano only had been out of jail for a few weeks and was no stranger to law enforcement, having previously faced a slew of charges, including a 2024 robbery investigation. Scrubby's murder adds another layer to the cycle of violence gripping that neighborhood. News 5's Brittany Gordon has the full story.
Just 2 weeks after walking out of police custody and less than a month after surviving an attempt on his life, 26-year-old Edward Salano Jr. is now dead. A lone gunman opened fire on him today, cutting short a life already marked by close calls and leaving his family in grief and his neighborhood shaken.
Police are investigating a shooting incident which led to the death of 26-year-old Edward Salano of an Amara Avenue address, Belize City. The investigation commenced on Thursday, 5th March at approximately 12:20 p.m. when officers in the Precinct 1 area were alerted to the sounds of shots being fired in the vicinity of Amara Avenue. Officers proceeded to that location where they observed several expended shells and some blood on the scene. The investigators proceeded to the KHMH Memorial Hospital, where they learned that the victim in that shooting incident was Mr. Salano.
The ground near his home was scattered with spent shells, a sign that Salano was likely ambushed. It wasn't his first brush with gunfire. In 2025, police shot him inside the Michael Finnegan Market after they reportedly found a firearm, and he ran as officers approached. His mother later blasted the department for how they handled the incident.
It looked like he made by some style, and then he sitting and it looked like he run apparently he run, and after then they shut down. Then they look around to see if he have anything pana. Then they look find some gun. So because you find a gun now for you, you're not getting no justice out here, no justice at all. If you not got money, nothing work. And I tell the police down in nonsense. I sick and tell any.
Assistant Superintendent of Police Stacey Smith says investigators already have someone in custody, marking the first major step in the search for Salano's killer.
What the investigation has so far disclosed is that Mr. Salano was walking on Dean Street when it is that he was accosted by a male person who is believed to have been known by him, and a dispute arose, and the male person, and this was captured on police camera, was seen retrieving a firearm which he used to fire several shots which resulted in the demise of Mr. Salano. One male person has since been detained in the course of this ongoing investigation.
Salano Jr. was no stranger to police, with past charges for robbery, firing a gun in public, and alleged gang ties. Violence also runs in the family. His father, Edward Scrubby Salano Sr., was shot dead on Wilson Street in 2022. His killing came when his son was on the run after escaping police custody, raising long-standing questions about whether the two shootings were connected.
We would have to establish motive in order for us to say that in a definite form. And so far we haven't established motive, but what we can say is that with that excess amount of bullets being fired at him, they wanted to make sure that he died. What his son may have done in the streets could be elements, but I still wouldn't want to lean towards that.
After his father was killed, Salano Jr. surrendered to the police.
I feel like because where the entire I feel like see that, and I live for Josh and I feel that Josh from me and come with my mom, I feel like the time I fuck up the trouble. I feel like they get to me, but they can't get to me.
Police are yet to confirm whether this murder is linked to gang activity.
No clear motive has been established as yet. I have not been able to confirm the area that person comes from, but what I can say, he was detained in that general area there.
Police in Punta Gorda are now in an active manhunt tonight after the brazen shooting that killed 17-year-old Jimmy Kuss. Investigators say they already know who they're looking for. Kuss and his friend, 18-year-old Darwin Meraz, were simply walking along New Road around 8 o'clock Wednesday night when gunfire erupted. Kuss didn't survive. Meraz was hit in the leg but managed to escape. What's driving the urgency now is the possibility that this murder may be tied to another recent killing in PG. Police aren't ruling out a chain reaction of retaliations, and they're working quickly to find the person of interest before the violence escalates further. Assistant Superintendent Stacy Smith explains what investigators have uncovered so far.
Officers in Punta Gorda town were alerted to the sounds of shots being fired on New Road in Punta Gorda town. The officers responded, and upon their arrival, they observed the unresponsive body of Jimmy Kuss, 17 years of age, which exhibited several apparent gunshot wounds. And they also met with 18-year-old Darwin Meraz, who also suffered a gunshot injury to the leg. What the ongoing investigation has disclosed so far is that Kuss and Meraz were walking on New Road when they were accosted by a male person who fired several shots, resulted in the demise of Kuss and the injury of Meraz. Police have since identified a person of interest in relation to this incident, and that individual is now being sought. An angle that is being pursued is this incident's connection with a recent murder incident that occurred in Punta Gorda town. However, as more information is learned, that will be disclosed to the media as it becomes necessary to do so. The community policing section of that formation have undertaken several rounds of mediation with a view to having Mr. Kuss and Mr. Meraz, who are very young in age, to be more productive citizens of society. So they were known to police.
My brother is a nice person, and he's not a trouble person. He's, as we know, and he's a kind person. He no work because he's still underage. Nobody give a work, so he stay home and help my mom. He not go nowhere, and then to me, he's a nice person.
Tonight, the story of Akeem Jones has taken another turn, this time inside a Belmopan courtroom. Police have now charged the 32-year-old with disorderly conduct, and he walked out on a $2,000 bail. But while Jones faces that charge, questions continue to swirl around the police encounter that left him shot on Monday night and later detained as he tried to file a report. Today, Assistant Superintendent Stacy Smith stepped in with the department's version of what happened, adding a new layer to a case that has grown more complicated by the day. Here's what she told reporters.
What I can say is that I've been advised that the Professional Standards Branch, having learned of this incident, visited Mr. Jones yesterday with a view to ascertaining what exactly happened. Mr. Jones made certain statements and certain comments, and he was further advised that when he is ready to give a report, the office of the Professional Standards Branch remains open to him for that purpose. Notwithstanding that Mr. Jones had not given a formal report, the officers of the Professional Standards Branch has commenced their investigation in relation to the allegations that we know that are in the media. I believe the charge that he has gotten, and he's already gone before the court, is disorderly conduct. What I will say is that Mr. Jones was not the only person that was charged in this incident. Another person who I believe was his brother was also charged, and police are also seeking a third individual as an incident that unfolded prompted police's review of a police surveillance camera, and based on that, the charges that are brought against Mr. Jones are such.
Tonight, police are responding to concerns about delays in the criminal case against former officer Derman Dawson, who is accused of sexually assaulting a colleague inside the San Ignacio police station. The incident was caught on camera and led to his arrest and dismissal, but repeated court adjournments have frustrated the victim. Staff Officer Stacey Smith says the department has already disciplined Dawson and that some of the holdups stem from legal issues raised during the hearings.
When the matter was known, Mr. Dawson was arraigned before a tribunal. He went through the tribunal process, at the end of which he was convicted and his dismissal was recommended. Mr. Dawson appealed that dismissal, and the legal office of the department reviewed the notes of evidence and found that the decision of the adjudicator was sound in law, and the recommendation for his dismissal was upheld. Mr. Dawson further appealed to the Belize Advisory Council, and similarly, the adjudicators of that council found that the tribunal that was held was sound and his conviction was safe. I can also say that I've been advised by the officers attached to the prosecution branch in that location that the matter had started as back in July of 2026. However, at that time, Ms. Gillett indicated that counsel for the defendant was someone who she had had discussions with pertaining to the case. So she was of the view that he was privy to information which may be used against her. It was a sound objection, and the court ultimately sided with recusal of the defense counsel in that case, and that too caused a delay and another adjournment because Mr. Dawson had to seek another attorney.
Police say they've already done their part by removing Dawson from the department while the courts work through the legal delays that continue to frustrate his accuser. A major shakeup inside the BDF tonight. 12 soldiers kicked out in one sweep. What triggered the mass dismissal? We'll tell you straight ahead.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my smart plan. Want it right now. Me want my smart plan. Want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Cause me want my smart plan. Want it right now. Smart. Stay connected. Stay happy.
Buenas noches, Belize. Esto es el Noticiero 5 Semanal. Soy Francela Hermoso.
Esto es el Noticiero 5 Semanal. Soy Benita Queme Palacio.
Y estos son los titulares.
Esto ha sido todo por el Noticiero 5 Semanal.
Acompáñanos nuevamente el próximo jueves a las 7 p.m.
Y síguenos en nuestras redes sociales para estar al tanto de todas las noticias en español.
updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
At Cellular World, we believe technology shouldn't just be functional. It should make your home uniquely yours. Design your smart home with the full range of Samsung appliances and TVs. Equip your kitchen with smart and stylish fridges, advanced microwaves, and whisper-quiet dishwashers, bringing smart living to the heart of your home. Make daily tasks simple with efficient smart washers, powerful dryers, or an all-in-one laundry hub that adapts to your lifestyle. Experience true-to-life colors and spot-on sound with the Samsung Q LED Smart TV. Connect all your spaces instantly with the Smart Thing app for seamless control wherever you go. Get all your Samsung products today with the peace of mind that only the 1-year warranty from the authorized distributor can give you. So stop by your favorite location and start designing your smart home today. Only at Cellular World.
Get your body sculpted with gym equipment and accessories from Benny's. Quality and savings.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
Belize put regional security squarely on the table today as Defense Minister Florencio Marin Jr. used a high-profile stage in Miami to warn that cartel networks are moving faster and farther than ever. Addressing U.S. and hemispheric security leaders at the first ever America's Counter-Cartel Conference, Marin said the region can only keep pace with transnational crime if countries respond with the same level of coordination and urgency that criminal groups already wield.
On behalf of the government and people of Belize, I extend sincere appreciation to the United States for convening this timely and important conference here in Miami. I thank the leadership of the Department of War for bringing us together around a shared purpose, strengthening our collective response to cartel activity and the transnational crime across the Western Hemisphere. For Belize, this is not abstract. As a small but strategically located nation, bridging Central America and the Caribbean, we sit along key maritime and overland routes exploited by criminal networks. These networks traffic narcotics, weapons, and human beings. They undermine governance, distort economies, fuel corruption, and erode the safety and confidence of our citizens. Cartels and transnational criminal organizations do not respect our borders. They adapt quickly, leveraging technology, exploiting institutional gaps, and moving seamlessly across jurisdictions. Our response, therefore, must be equally adaptive, coordinated, and resolute. Belize remains firmly committed to a comprehensive security strategy that combines strong border protection, maritime domain awareness, intelligence-led operations, and close interagency collaboration. We are investing in the professionalization of our defense and security forces, strengthening our legal frameworks, and enhancing cooperation with regional and international partners. But no nation, in particular Belize, can confront this threat alone.
Here at home, the Belize Defense Force isn't waiting for trouble to reach the border. It's already tightening its stance, with cartel violence erupting just across the Rio Hondo after the killing of Mexican kingpin Nemesio Elemencio Oseguera. The BDF has moved quickly to shore up its northern presence. The spike in executions in neighboring Quintana Roo has Belizean authorities on alert, and Prime Minister John Briceño has even turned to the United States for backup amid the growing instability. Brigadier General Anthony Velasquez said that today, troops are tracking every development in Mexico and adjusting their posture to ensure any fallout stays on the other side of the line.
It's a bit multi-layered, so we have intelligence-driven operations. So we are monitoring the situation from an intelligent point of view. We have communication with our Mexican counterparts, so anything that's happening over the border, we know instantly. We also have an increase in troops in the northern border under Operation Northern Fortress. Just recently, we received vehicles and we received ATVs to bolster our presence and our patrols in the north. Also, there was a building donated at the Corozal Free Zone, which we will be occupying in the next few days as well. So we are monitoring the situation. We have enough troops to deal with anything that pops up. And if anything big happens, we can reinforce the north with more soldiers. We just had an intake pass out. We're having a new intake coming in this month. So our numbers are increasing, and anything happens, we can bolster that northern area.
Sir, what is your understanding of any realistic threat based on what is happening in Mexico, especially in Jalisco with the killing of one of the cartel leaders?
The threat is real. It's real because it's happening in Mexico. So the possibility is there. We have noticed over the past few years that there have been, and you have reported it on the news, that there have been certain cartel-linked violence in the northern part of Belize. That is why we have bolstered our numbers in the north. We have increased our intelligence operations in the north, and we are prepared to deal with anything that might happen in the north. Nothing has happened. We are vigilant, and so far there is no indication that there is any increase in any activity within Belize due to cartel activity in Mexico.
The Belize Defense Force is confronting turbulence on two fronts, inside its rank and along its northern flank. This week, the BDF dismissed 12 soldiers with disgrace after investigators confirmed a string of serious breaches of military conduct. The rare mass expulsion comes as the force simultaneously tightens its posture in the north, where cartel-linked violence in Mexico has pushed security concerns closer to home. Brigadier General Anthony Velasquez told us the dismissals were necessary to protect the integrity of the institution, even as troops focus on monitoring cartel fallout across the Rio Hondo and reinforcing Belize's readiness.
The Belize Defense Force is a disciplined organization, and when members break the rules, they either get punished administratively, either they are punished and returned back to the ranks, or if what they committed was grave enough, they get discharged. And discharging with disgrace means that they get no benefits, and they are not allowed to re-enlist into the BDF whatsoever.
We understand that part of their discharge has to do with alcohol abuse. How true is this?
Well, being discharged with disgrace encompasses many different charges, different actions that they committed. Alcohol abuse is probably one of them, definitely. This is Women's Month, so these allegations that were happening in the past constantly are one of them, reasons why people will get discharged. Soldiers will get discharged for various reasons, for failing to show up on a duty or causing the loss of a life or the loss of a weapon. So there's various reasons why a soldier will get discharged, including alcohol.
In the last year, how many?
I don't have the figures on me, but I would say say 20 to 30.
And tonight, General Velasquez says the BDF will stay disciplined and focused, removing anyone who undermines the force while keeping troops ready for whatever unfolds at the border. The BDF commander is speaking out tonight, what he's saying about women's safety in the military and the next steps he says must happen. But first, here's tonight's weather forecast.
Bet and Abet and Brothers Abet, we've always proudly celebrated Women's Month. This year, we celebrate women keeping the balance at home, at work, and in their communities. That's why all March long, all women receive 15% off store-wide, from paints to plumbing and everything in between. Plus 30 to 65% off lots more deals on sale and clearance. With trusted experience, top quality products, and service that's second to none, we're here to support women every step of the way. Visit or call us today. Happy Women's Month from all of us at Habet and Abet and Brothers Abet, doing our part to balance the scales.
Rotavirus is a leading cause of severe watery diarrhea and vomiting in young children. It can lead to dangerous dehydration and hospital visits. The good news? The rotavirus vaccine is now available countrywide. It is given in drops at 2, 4, and 6 months of age. Protect your child. Visit your nearest health clinic today.
For the first time ever, your Belize City Council, in collaboration with the Barron Bliss Harbor Regatta Committee, brings you the Barron Bliss Harbor Regatta Festival 2026. Join us on Sunday, March 8th from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Seashore Drive, Buttonwood Bay for a full day of excitement, family fun, and a sailing showdown. Enjoy delicious food and drinks, live entertainment, and a free kids zone packed with activities for the little ones. Interested in securing a booth space? Contact the Public Relations Department at 227-2308, extension 238 or extension 263. So come out, bring the family, and be a part of this historic celebration at the Barron Bliss Harbor Regatta Festival 2026. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Are you a forward-thinking farmer ready to adopt climate-smart practices? The future of farming is resilient, sustainable, and profitable, and we are here to help you achieve just that. Whether cultivating half an acre or 200 acres, DFC offers affordable financing options and a matching grant up to $12,000 for Window 1 and up to $60,000 for Window 2 to help make your farm climate-smart, withstand unpredictable weather patterns, and adopt practices that enhance productivity and efficiency. This program is ideal for farmers and cooperatives. Women farmers are highly encouraged to take advantage. Join us in creating a resilient and sustainable agricultural future for Belize. Apply now and take the next step towards a stronger, greener tomorrow.
Tomorrow on Open Your Eyes, you don't want to miss this. We're turning up the flavor as Grace and you shows us how to make delicious tuna fritters. Quick, tasty, and perfect for the whole family. Then it's your turn to talk back. Viewers share their thoughts on local news stories that matter most to you. In our third segment, we spotlight women who give for us to gain.
celebrating the women whose sacrifices and service help move our communities forward. And finally, get ready for sun, sand, and pure vibes as Mars Productions brings us Paradise Weekend in Belize, a showcase you'll absolutely love. Start your morning informed, inspired, and entertained. Tomorrow on Open Your Eyes.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, text, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
We turn now to the women who are driving change inside the Belize Police Department. As Women's Month activities continue, the department is putting its female officers front and center, recognizing their leadership, their resilience, and the challenges they face on and off the job. At a special symposium today, senior officers tackled everything from career growth and trauma support to cancer awareness. And they closed the event by honoring the women who continue to lift the force and the communities they serve.
Today, as you know, we have Women's Month. We started with the 1st of March with church service. This event here today, this symposium, it will be covering important topics that we as women believe is very important for us for our growth. We have career development, we have about trauma, cancer. You know, these are topics that we do need, and these topics are only not being heard of today. This is just an opportunity to more emphasize these topics, how important they are for our women. We also took this opportunity here to award some of our females. In Belize district alone, we awarded 22 females, and it has to do with community service, the amount of arrests, the years of service. What do they give back? How do they contribute to the enhancement of our police department?
From honoring the proud women in law enforcement, we shift our focus to the Belize Defense Force. Tonight, the BDF is addressing a long-standing concern, the abuse of women within its ranks. While the military has faced several reports over the years, the BDF Commander Brigadier General Anthony Velasquez says the situation has changed significantly. Only 1 case was reported in the past year, and he insists it was dealt with. Still, Velasquez acknowledges that problem reflects wider societal issues and cannot be erased overnight. Today, he explained how the force's policies are working and why vigilance remains necessary.
First of all, I like to address the problem, right? I like to describe it as a wicked problem. Means a problem that is embedded in the society, and it will not go away overnight. And just as a part of the society, the Belize Defense Force reflects that. We have had issues, and we may continue to have issues, but I can reassure the people of Belize that the issues are very minimized at this point in time, right? We have adopted the SHARP policy, where we empower women, especially, to report and to have these cases come up. They either report it, they go through the civil police if they wish, or they do an anonymous type of reporting where perpetrators are dealt with at any which way you can think about it. So the policy works. I have seen it firsthand how it works. I've been participating in the administrative process of implementing the SHARP policy, and I can guarantee you that today's day that the situation is completely different in the Belize Defense Force for women. I'm not saying that the problem has been eliminated completely, but it's a completely different culture in the Belize Defense Force and how we treat our women.
And as the BDF works to strengthen its culture, commanders say they'll keep pushing those safeguards so women in the force feel protected and empowered moving forward. Concerns have surfaced about whether a Belize Defense Force vehicle is being used for personal errands down south, but the BDF's top brass says that's simply not the case. What looked like a potential misuse of military resources, according to Commander Brigadier General Anthony Velasquez, is actually an officer doing exactly what his job requires. Velasquez says the officer is on call around the clock and is supposed to have the vehicle with him at all times so he can move quickly when duty calls. As for the officer's involvement with a local school board, the issue that sparked the complaint, the commander says that's voluntary service allowed under BDF rules. He's dismissing the allegations as nothing more than mischief aimed at stirring trouble.
The commanding officers, they have a vehicle assigned to them for them to be able to move whenever the BDF calls upon them, okay? So that certain commanding officer is perfectly within the rules and regulations of the BDF to have that vehicle with him 24/7 because he has to react. He's in charge of close to 400 soldiers in the Toledo district, and he has to be able to move from point A to point B at a moment's notice, day or night. So that vehicle is assigned to him 24/7. So that is a non-issue. The fact that he is a member of a board, of some education institution, is within our regulation as well because he is a volunteer member of that board. He's not making any personal profit. He's volunteering his time, and the BDF has always been active in community service throughout this country. So there is no issue so far at this moment with that. So I would put that thing that came out as mischief.
Says this is simply a case of an officer doing his job, not misusing military resources, despite the concerns raised. Tonight, tensions inside the Belize Canoe Association are spilling into the La Ruta Maya Belize River Challenge. What started as a dispute over the race's new finish line has grown into a public split among the sport's top leaders. Paddlers say they're committed to racing this weekend, but some are pushing for a boycott of the finish line and even the event's media coverage. Now the association's executive is openly divided just days before the start.
The controversy paddling alongside the La Ruta Maya Belize River Challenge this weekend is not limited to just paddlers versus organizers. The dispute over the race's new finish line and the role of organizers has exposed a growing rift within the Belize Canoe Association. Paddlers say they are committed to competing in the race, but some are pushing for a boycott of the finish line and coverage of the event. This put members of the association's executive at odds with each other as race day approaches.
We can't change it for this year because, you know, the race is Friday. So whosoever still, we know they boycott the race, so whosoever still they go race, have to respect them and respect the race.
Inside the Belize Canoe Association, frustrations have now split members over how paddlers should respond. President Jesus Linares says that despite the controversy, athletes should still honor the race and follow its rules this year.
End of the day, you have to work with them because there's a race out there. So I believe we could either make one change, of course, together, but it not be this year, right? That's my point.
But Vice President Elvin Penner is among the most vocal critics of race organizers, accusing them of years of mistreatment towards paddlers. Penner says he'll protest by refusing to give interviews to the event's broadcast partner.
I will stand up. I am putting it on record that Elvin Penner, past disgraced minister if you want to say it, Elvin Penner, the past president of the association, the present vice president of the Belize Canoe Association, an activist from birth, always stand up for right. I am not granting Love FM one single interview, not one single interview, not as the vice president, not as Elvin Penner, not as Scoop Sheet Methods leader or team manager. I am not giving them any interview. Can anybody else say the same? Hands up. Is anybody else willing to not interview with them? Yeah, we're back on board.
Tensions rose further when talk shifted to paddlers possibly pushing past the new finish line and heading toward the Belcan Bridge in protest. Linares said that it could pose serious risk, especially after 4 exhausting days on the river.
So the moment you decide you cross the finish line and you turn back to come this way, if that may plan, it be on you. Because nobody want out there to look out for you. So that the Olympic won't basically. So I believe I had a meeting with them and regarding the safety, right? With Ms. Bowen as well, the sponsor of this race. So she was concerned about the safety. If they say, they're not safe to finish the race there, how we want to turn back and do that basically for our own, right?
Penner says paddlers see the warnings as intimidation, not genuine safety concerns.
I am happy that you went to that meeting. I would have suggested for you not to go, because precisely that meeting was to have us again come to them. And obviously they did a pretty good job at making you aware that if you decide for turn around, we make you Joan. We make you Joan. That's the message I'm getting from Love FM Chuchulo. That the message they sent to our president to us is, you protest and you the Joan, we are watch you Joan. What does that say again from the Love FM committee? Exactly what we're fighting here today.
Still, Linares is urging members not to turn around near the Hallover finish line.
Remember, we are on the race out the 4 days, so I believe most of we are fatigued and the energy wanted down same way. So that's why I want to say, safety come first. So everybody out there, regarding for Friday, go out there and race and do our best. We already decided that we're not boycotting the race.
As paddlers head downriver this weekend, tensions inside the Canoe Association could run just as strong as the current. Where the participants decide to finish may determine the future of the race and association's leadership. Another reason why this year's La Ruta Maya is really more than just a race. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
The search for a new KHMH leader is one step closer. Interviews are done. So when will a decision be made? We've got the update ahead.
Have a vision? We've got what you need. From idea to install, Brothers Habet. All your building needs under one roof.
Over the past 5 years, Digi has invested more than $17 million to revolutionize Belize's digital future. Our advanced 4G LTE network and expanded fiber infrastructure have empowered vital road arteries, connected the farthest valleys and fertile farmlands, linked the bustling cities to the remote keys, and brought cutting-edge connectivity to schools, businesses, healthcare centers, and tourist destinations, fueling economic growth, enhancing education, and strengthening communities across the nation. By choosing Digi, you're leading Belize's digital transformation, bridging distances, opening opportunities, and empowering every corner of our beautiful country. Connect with Digi. Empower Belize.
The Belize Tax Service has been serving the country well since its inception. But like many tax administration systems worldwide, it faces new challenges that require modern solutions. The Semi-Autonomous Revenue Authority, SARA, will be established by legislation that will modernize how Belize administers taxes. Countries across our region, Jamaica, Barbados, and Guyana, have undertaken similar efforts at modernization, and we're using their experiences, successes, and challenges to design a SARA specific to our tax landscape. SARA will operate under the Ministry of Finance with an advisory board comprised of experts in finance, tax, law, and public administration who will provide sound guidance while maintaining the required oversight of public funds. SARA will provide the framework for modernizing tax administration, improving the way we serve taxpayers, and supporting Belize's development. A semi-autonomous revenue authority, SARA will create opportunities for improving human resource management, accelerating digital transformation that reduces turnaround time and paperwork, and providing more responsive customer service while maintaining strict accountability standards. SARA, a progressive tax administration for a modern Belize.
Kite flying is fun, but it can also be dangerous. Fly kites safely by following these tips. Never use wire, metallic thread, or wire-reinforced strings. You could be electrocuted. Remember, even a safely built kite can cause a power outage if it gets caught in a power line. Always use paper, plastic, or wood to build kites. Never fly kites near power lines, in the path of traffic, aircrafts, or near highways. Always fly kites with a responsible adult, in open areas, in dry weather, and with clear visibility. Never attempt to remove your kite from a power line. Always call BEL at 0800-235-2273 if your kite gets caught in a power line. Belize Electricity Limited. We care about your safety.
Belize's largest public hospital is one step closer to appointing a new chief executive officer after operating for months without permanent leadership. The position at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital has remained vacant since mid-October of last year when the contract of former CEO Chandra Nisbet Cancino ended. Since then, the country's only tertiary-level referral hospital has been managed under an interim administrative structure while the board of directors searched for a replacement. In February, the hospital's board conducted a series of interviews with a short list of candidates vying for the job. Those interviews wrapped up last week. Among the candidates is Anne-Marie Thompson, who served as acting labor commissioner during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. Also interviewed was Shireen Reyes, the current financial director at the hospital, Timothy Seguro, an assistant administrator who previously served as acting CEO at the institution, Dr. Gilroy Middleton, a former CEO in the Ministry of Immigration, and Gilda Diaz Hall. Hospital's officials say the board is now reviewing the candidates before making a final recommendation, with a decision expected in the coming weeks for who will take the helm of Belize's most important public health care institution. Union Senator Glenfield Dennison is defending himself tonight as a leaked six-figure legal invoice fuels questions about his role in the ongoing BTL severance fight. The document suggests he provided outside legal services while serving as a Crown Counsel, but Dennison says that's not true. He insists he never charged the workers' group a cent and claims the invoice was only a negotiating tactic. He also maintains he hasn't broken any public service rules.
I have been very clear to the BCWJ that I have zero fees for them. This is entirely just in social justice capacity, and I wouldn't feel right taking 1 red cent from hardworking workers when I didn't earn any of that severance. So I am resolute that this is not for compensation. The question of an invoice which is just being spun by BTL was only raised in the context of the value of legal work for BCWJ, that they would have to compensate an attorney at market value as a negotiating tool for why they they would prefer to not go to litigation. As it relates to the question of my employment, I think that I know the public service regulations a little better than Channel 5, and so I don't feel that I would have done anything that is in breach of the Judicial and Legal Services regulation, and if the feeling is that I did, well, then we'll just have to test it, and I think it would be a good test case, because I am in fact constitutionally appointed as the Senator for the Trade Union Congress, and rightfully so representing workers.
And as the debate widens, Dennison says he's ready to defend his actions in any forum, insisting he's done nothing outside the rules. Conservation takes center stage in Belize City today as leaders from across the country and beyond gather at the Civic Center for the EcoLens Summit 2026. Hosted by PACT and the Belize Fund for a Sustainable Future, the event brings together voices from every corner of the sector to take stock of Belize's conservation goals and the challenges ahead. News 5's Brittany Gordon reports.
Conservation took center stage today as 150 community leaders gathered in Belize City for the EcoLens Summit 2026. The event brought together government officials, NGOs, academics, and grassroots groups to measure how far Belize has come in meeting global biodiversity goals. Organized by PACT and the Belize Fund for a Sustainable Future, the summit highlighted how collaboration strengthens real solutions for both people and the environment. Minister Orlando Habet says this kind of teamwork is exactly what drives meaningful change.
Since we have PACT within the ministry, PACT has been very instrumental in the organization of the EcoLens Summit, but also participatory because they assist in securing climate financing through Adaptation Fund, the Green Climate Fund, and they assist in getting that fund to co-managers to co-manage some of our protected areas, both terrestrial and marine. And so it is very important that we recognize the partnership that exists among all the players.
Belize is steadily moving towards its conservation targets, including the goal of protecting 30% of its oceans by 2030. But officials say more work is needed to stay on track. Minister of Blue Economy Andre Perez says real progress starts with keeping people at the heart of every conservation effort.
Sometimes we tend to focus on legislation, that's how Minister Habet mentioned. We're talking about, in my speech as well, I spoke about having all the different bodies working, all the NGOs, all the scientists, everybody. But in the end, it is all focused around people. The livelihoods matter, and it is important that at this point in time we make drastic changes for conservation, but at the same time to grow in a way that nobody is left behind. And we're talking about everyone else that we're including, so that whenever we leave office and when generations to come, our waters and our forests are going to be in a much better place than it is what we are right now.
The summit zeroed in on key challenges: stronger enforcement across protected areas, science-based management, and closing the funding gap on marine conservation. This year marks PACT's 30th anniversary and the Belize Fund's 4th. PACT Executive Director Abil Castaneda says that milestone teamwork is exactly what sparked the partnership between the country's two major climate finance bodies.
It was important for us to come together as the two conservation trust funds in the country and bring those that are doing the work, bring those that are doing the amazing jobs out there that go untold, and to give them a space to share with us what they're doing, to share with us what are some of the challenges they are seeing on the ground, but more importantly for us to begin to dream what the next 30 years will be. 30 years ago, Belize started what Minister Habet mentioned as the golden age of conservation. But we believe that we are in the beginning of a new age. And so it is that time for us to begin to push the buttons that we need to push so that we can have an idea of what 30 years later looks like for conservation in Belize.
The all-day event included keynote addresses, panel discussions, and interactive marketplace, showcasing sustainable livelihood initiatives. Dr. Leandra Cho Ricketts, Executive Director of the Belize Fund, shared her optimism for the future of conservation in Belize.
From the space where we're working, from the fund and the support we give, we are very optimistic about what has happened so far and the potential that exists for what's to come, especially the direction that the government is taking along with its partners to really take things beyond just the protecting the 30 by 30, but as you heard both ministers speak to, advancing beyond that, achieving effective management. And so that's a big focus of the fund in supporting effective management of these areas.
The EcoLens Summit was designed to bring stakeholders together and drive collective action for protecting Belize's biodiversity. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Tonight, the Minister of Blue Economy is brushing aside concerns about Belize's Sargassum skimmers, saying the vessels aren't abandoned at all. They're simply in the shop. Andrea Perez says both skimmers have been undergoing routine maintenance for the past 2 weeks and should be back on the water by next week, with even more equipment on the way to boost cleanup efforts.
Someone sent me the story this morning, but that's not true. That's not true. The skimmers are being serviced at this point in time for the past 2 weeks. They're getting ready. And I mean, the next couple of days, next week, they have those machines up and running.
Okay, so they're in shape to do the work that they need to do.
Yes, these are vessels that are in the water at all times. So sometimes an image of just showing it that it's looking rusty, just the colors. But the servicing is occurring and it's working. And I'm sure you guys can follow it up by the next week. It's up and running to complement the other machinery that's coming, because that's important. Those vessels alone cannot just do the work by themselves. So other machineries to complement it will be coming online to service.
Perez says the skimmers will be back at work soon with more equipment on the way to boost Belize's Sargassum response. How much you eat matters just as much as what you eat. Tonight, the Ministry of Health explained why portion size is key to staying healthy.
Welcome to this very nation.
In Isaiah 30:29 it says, "And you will sing as on the night you celebrate a holy festival, and your heart will rejoice." The body of Christ will unite, and many hearts will rejoice on the Saturday, March 7, 2026 at the Belize Civic Center, beginning at 6 p.m. as a Heavenly's Productions brings to you Jesus Festival. Featuring the hottest gospel artist coming out of the Bahamas, Sherwin Gardner.
So I say, with all of my heart and all of my soul, I worship you, O Jah. Tell them that the praise never stops. All I want to do is give you the highest praise.
Also showcasing one of the biggest gospel artists from out of Trinidad and Tobago, Positive, dropping his hit tunes.
Rolling in my two-man army, my Jesus and I wanna sing out some sweet gospel reggae. Listen after blessing and nothing can hold it back.
And then it's the return of the biggest gospel band in Belize, Heavenly.
I'm gonna be heavenly's for life, serving Jesus Christ.
Atlanta, Georgia, USA, the daughter of the world-famous televangelist Creflo Dollar, none other than Jordan Dollar, with her hit song. Also highlighting Genesis 5:01 from Capital City, Pentapan. Blind Sight, Genesis Gospel Band from Sugar City, Orange Walk. Reality Youth, Pastor Herman Blees and the Kings Park Prince team, Pastor Frederick Gordon and Garin Carballo and his GCO group. Remember Jesus Festival.
Jesus Festival, yeah, Jesus.
Taking place Saturday, March 7, Belize Civic Center from 6 p.m. until. Bring out the entire family for a time of praising God and witnessing souls being saved and lives being recommitted to God. For tickets, call 615-4766. That's 615-4766. Sponsors: Angela's Press, Racina's Imports, Cellular World, Love FM, More FM, FM radio, Vibes Radio, Plus TV, Channel 7, Channel 5, and Wave Radio. Come on out and be blessed.
In the heart of the Kanoe district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
What happens when you step off the edge?
Too late to back out now. He said I'm ready. No, I'm not.
And land somewhere unexpected. Sometimes it breaks you open. Wild at root?
That is very bitter.
But sweet on the tongue. Where history calls out, and you answer with open arms. This isn't just a journey. It's across borders.
That was amazing! Man, that's me. My data doesn't. I really need to get my order out today.
Really? Well, you can join our smart group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness is urging Belizeans to take control of their health as the country grapples with rising obesity rates. This week's World Obesity Day spotlighted just how serious the issue has become and why healthier habits matter now more than ever. But a well-intended ministry flyer meant to promote affordable, healthy meals quickly stirred debate online, with some Belizeans questioning whether the suggested dishes were truly nutritious or realistic for daily life. Tonight, the ministry is setting the record straight. Its technical advisor for nutrition says the conversation shouldn't just be about what's on the plate, but how much of it. Portion size, she explains, plays a key role in building healthier, more sustainable eating habits.
The ministry and myself as well is very pleased that we're having this conversation. The feedback from the postings that you guys did has had a lot of reviews, feedback, comments, and we love it. We love that people are thinking about obesity. They're talking about obesity. They're talking about the foods that were posted on the flyer. But just to give an official response, the foods were just foods. When we talk about obesity, we also need to look at portion. So I am in the process of also preparing other flyers. The conversation will not end here. We will continue talking about nutrition. I think it's a very good time for us to have this conversation. The public is hyped. The comments are very funny, very admirable, very interesting. We've heard I've seen a lot of comments as well about, other health professionals. So we welcome this discussion. We want to have this discussion and we want people to become more health conscious. So we are very, very excited that people are commenting on the foods and they're giving their own personal opinions, and that's fine. But I want to mention that the foods did not talk about portions. They were just pictures of foods that we have locally available here. We have a lot of local foods that are healthy. I want to make that point clear. It's not only those 10 foods that I posted. There are many, many foods that are affordable because we didn't post fruits. Fruits are very healthy. Fruits are, of course, affordable here and in abundance. So we do have many more affordable foods, and it gives me the idea to do some more flyers. So we should have more of these foods being posted on flyers and more nutrition-related information for the public. So we could continue this conversation because it's wonderful, and I welcome more feedback. I welcome more comments, and we want to be in touch with the media more on this topic.
And as the ministry keeps the conversation going, officials say they're using the public's feedback to push even more nutrition guidance and get Belizeans thinking about healthier choices every day. Greater Belize Media is marking a milestone this week as Noticiero Cinco Semanal celebrates its first anniversary. Since launching in March 2025, the weekly newscast has carved out its own space, building a loyal audience at home and abroad with stories that reflect their lives and connect them to the wider region. Every Thursday at 7, viewers tune in for everything from national headlines to cultural moments, along with polls and an international roundup that keeps Belizeans plugged into global events. Co-producer Benita Kim Palacio says that steady growth comes from one thing: a team committed to serving a community that finally sees itself represented on screen.
Basically, the team saw that there was an overwhelming need to provide this product to the Belizeans, because a lot of Belizeans speak Spanish, and it is so amazing to have seen over the course of 1 year how many people appreciate this product and have grown our platforms on social media and our television broadcast. The team works hand in hand with News 5, so the Noticiero Cinco Semanal team would work over the course of 1 week to put together the highlights of the week and bring it into one rundown so that the people who only speak Spanish and understand Spanish are able to receive the information just as any other English-speaking person in Belize or abroad, because we do have viewers that tune in to us that are not exactly in Belize. The importance of having such a product in Belize was highlighted even more when we had a special trip to the down south of Belize in Independence. We noticed how many people there watch our program, and we are planning to expand that over the coming months to visit other locations in Belize as well. This is only the start, and we hope that our platform continues to grow, our audience continues to grow, and they ensure that they tune in every Thursday at 7 o'clock, because that's the day and time that we normally go live. And you can also tune in to our social media platforms and get a sense of what's happening in the Spanish language in our on our Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram.
Felicidades. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Jamie Rock. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.